Sometimes what God had in mind for relationships isn't what we experience.
I am a single mom of 2 children and divorced, obviously. When I was 37, my story kind of starts at that point. I had a very rough marriage, and I held on and I held on and I tried to make it work and I tried to make it work. And finally, about 6 years into it, when my children were 1 and 3, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I was actually in the attorney's office filing for divorce when I got the call that I had been diagnosed.
We've combined a family, so Brian had 2 children prior to our marriage, and I have 1, and then we have 1 together.
Chris and I met on eHarmony, which was actually not the method I had originally thought I would ever meet my husband. I was talked into it by family members. We found out, ironically, that we went to kindergarten together, and every picture where all the kindergarten classes are together, we are standing side by side.
Jackie, that's a beautiful love story about eHarmony, but where's he at? Okay, give me one word to describe your feelings when you were going through your divorce.
Anger, and anger.
Definitely guilt.
Divorce to me was relief in a lot of ways. And it was fear that got me into the marriage, and I think it's fear that kept me there for a long time. But when I finally realized and I could see it kind of for what it was, and I found God as a support, I was able to get out of it and move on.
What would you say the one word that would describe how you felt during the time period when you were single, but yet wanting to be in a relationship?
Frustrated, doubtful.
When do you feel closest to God?
I still think I feel closest, I guess, in difficult times, just because you need someone to rely on a little bit more.
I think we tend to turn to God during tragedy, but not during those everyday quarrels and, trials and that you come across. And so I don't think that I probably pay as much mind to Him as I should in those times.
What's the biggest thing you worry about with your kids?
They're very insecure, and they're very torn because they don't know if JC and Aston aren't sure if they should love me. Kendall's not sure if she's going to hurt her dad's feelings, if she loves him. And this is 12 years.
Just doing it all on my own.
We're all made in God's image, and connecting with God personally is what helps us relate in healthier ways to other people.
Had we not taken this path with Christ, because it came after Stacy and I got together, I would say we'd be probably struggling and wrestling with a lot of the things that maybe failed first time around. Certainly I know I would, just from a relational standpoint, personal growth, a spiritual, how to be a Christian man and husband and father are paramount to us being where we are right now. And I think had that not happened, as much as, we could say as real as it felt, and as much as we are in love and are in love, that's a piece that I don't think we could have overcome even with that feeling.
The time that God finally got my attention, I was on the couch sitting by myself, and I said to myself, I'm completely alone. And it was at that point that I went, oh, wait a minute. I understand, I get it. And I felt a void that I had in my soul, in my being. I felt it close up at that moment. And from that point on, I have been able to rely on God to be more of a whole person of myself and not need a man, not need a relationship to be happy and to be where I need to be in my life.